Daniel Theobald here, Mental Health Awareness Month. I was at a conference today with a number of investors and somebody said, you really need to talk to Shawn Lesser. Magic of the internet. Shawn Lesser, welcome.
Amazing. It was just 2 minutes ago and now we're connected, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. I'm hoping
incredible.
they said nice things. I don't know what they said. Who knows?
Now, they said you're working on mental health and helping to destigmatize it. Shawn's the guy to talk to. You're making an impact, clearly. Give us a brief introduction. Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
Sure. So I'm just going to start more with our goals and I'll get a little bit into the story. So our goals are a couple of fold. One, they're small goals to help 10 million men with their mental health by 2030. Another one is try to move $10 billion in new capital into the mental health by 2030. And then we have these ambassadors, basically guys all over the world that go on these, I was telling you a little bit before, these walks across the planet. We have 40 of them. So we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of next year.
And so when people are walking around, what is the intent there? What are you trying to accomplish?
It's really getting people together. There's a lot of isolation. There's a lot of loneliness. I mean, obviously it's good exercise. I also think there's a lot of division in the world.
Interesting.
That you can, and I say you can go for a walk with anybody. I go to a walk with one guy. His name's Bob. He's the exact opposite of me. He's kind of a conspiracy guy and we disagree on everything, but we're friends and we go for a walk because it doesn't matter.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. When you first started talking about it, I wasn't clear whether this was like, ambassadors going out trying to recruit people or something,
No.
But it sounds like the point is getting out and getting each other out into the world, taking a walk.
It's simple. It's just, you're going for a walk anyway. And then people wear the hats, they post pictures and just, hey, they kind of get it. Just mental health's real. So it's just knowing that you don't need to be any deeper. You can if you want, but yeah.
So mental health is real. That's exactly right. And the reason that we've been talking about this is our goal ultimately, it sounds like very much aligned with what you're doing, is to destigmatize discussing mental health.
Sure.
The reality is mental health is real.
Sure.
And everybody has mental health and we need to invest in it every day. And it sounds like going on a walk, ideally with somebody else when possible, is a great way to invest and maintain improved mental health.
No, 100%. And maybe I'll just give you 2 minutes because I have my own, mental health story and just 2 minutes of my background. Background, resume, 15 years, did international institutional equity sales, selling stocks to banks overseas. 2007, I co-founded the first impact investing investment bank, raised money for companies, raised money for funds, put on different investor convenings. And then, my shortest mental health story, 2022, summer, depressed, have trouble eating, have trouble sleeping, basically lost like 40 pounds on the diet, had basically a full mental breakdown. I was in the psych ward. I was in 2 mental health facilities. And then I had a buddy of mine who kind of helped me through this. And his name was Brent. And when I came out, and that also goes back to the walks and a little bit to talks, people are helping out because community was super important. I'll talk about that for a second. So when I got out, me and him were talking on the phone and we're like, dude, that was serious. That was real. And I said, yeah, man, that was real. I said, that's what we're going to call it. Call it the real. Then of course, Daniel, he asked me, well, what is it? And of course I said, I have no idea, but I know
something that's going to make a difference.
Yeah. But I know there's a lot of men, women, and families suffering. And I think we can help them. So there's been a lot of things that have gone on since then. There's a for-profit, non-for-profit, but I think really at the core of it, and we have a foundation, the Real Mental Health Foundation. Mental health complicated a lot of pieces, but what's super helpful for me was the power of conversation and community, right? To help folks. Because you always think you're the only one. You're the only one going through the shit, but it's actually the exact opposite. You're
absolutely right. It is the exact opposite. Everybody's having these experiences.
Sure.
But nobody wants to talk about it because it's embarrassing. You have to be vulnerable.
Sure. I couldn't tell you so many times I told people the story like I'm telling you, and they say to me, Shawn, I never told anyone this, but, and then they tell me their story and, I'm not like surprised anymore because this is never 1 degree away from anybody. It's always half a degree or 0 degrees. And, I was at a 10 and that's a bad place. You don't want to be at a 10, but everyone who's breathing has been at a 2 or 4 or 6 or an 8. I mean, that's also part of what we're trying to do is you don't need to get there. Then you need medical help, but how do you avoid getting to that point?
Right. Yeah. So what are some strategies? And maybe if you can just touch on the focus on men, And, you know, what
Sure.
are there differences between mental health for men and women, or is it just
Sure.
this is what the
Sure.
organization is focused on, those type of things?
Sure. You know, us men both have issues, obviously. I'm not segregating that. And this is not like this is a men's thing. A lot of women are big supporters, but men meet shoulder to shoulder, women meet face to face. We just, you know, different animals. Most men are more loners, you know, they don't want to talk about this stuff.
Mhm.
That's really
Interesting.
the focus. But so many women are trying to be helpful to the men.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point that men tend to be more loners, would tend to be less likely.
Sure.
We're generalizing here, but it seems to me reasonable to say men would be less likely to be open to talking about their feelings.
Of course. Well,
And so how do you make that safe? You know, how do you
I-
actually make an impact there? Convince men that it's okay to talk. It's okay, first of all, to have feelings,
Sure.
and then it's okay to talk about them.
So that's funny when you say feelings. So we have a woman that's like an advisor, and she once said to me, Shawn, the real is a place where guys can talk about their feelings. And when she said that, I kind of wanted to throw up because, you know, guys, we're not going to talk about our feelings. We're going to say we've gone through some shit. We had some struggles. So it might be the same thing, but we're not. It's different ways just to frame it. And guys, women and men, they just speak differently, and that's fine.
Yeah. So get out, talk to somebody, take a walk.
Come visit us at the Real. Go to thereal.care, get a hat, take a walk, take a picture, spread the movement.
Nice. Okay, so the real.care is where they can find you on CARE.
CARE, you got it.
Perfect. Well, we really appreciate everything you're doing, Shawn.
Thank you, Daniel.
Super important area. As you mentioned, this is something that affects everybody.
Sure.
We need to work together to make it okay for
Mhm.
people to talk about their mental health and for us to share strategies, just like we talk about, you know, going to the gym and different exercises that work. We need to talk about the same thing for our mental health. So you're making a big difference. We appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
I appreciate it.